So what's going on, guys? So today I have a special guest with me. It's actually one of my friends that I've known for a few years, but his name is Blaize. Blaize, if you can kind of just give an introduction of, where you're from, what do you currently do for a living, and kind of a little bit about your story, like a quick 1 minute, so people can kind of know who you are.
Awesome. Thank you, Donish. So yeah, like Donish said, my name is Blaize. I'm from New York, and I actually have a consulting company where I help people improve their credit, and I also help entrepreneurs obtain funding. Me and Donish have known each other now for, I want to say, the past couple of years. We've connected on multiple business opportunities. He's always just somebody putting people in position. So I actually ended up getting some funding for myself, for my business, and I wanted some safe investments that I could put my money into to generate a consistent cash flow. I saw Donish killing it in Airbnb, decided to take some of my funding, get involved, get a property. And from there, I've really just been scaling and taking things to the next level with my investments.
Sure, awesome, man. Well, of course, we've known each other for a few years, so we already had some trust. But I guess my question to you would be like, what made you get started with my mentorship and get started in that process versus just trying to figure shit out by yourself, whether it's like YouTube,
Mm-hmm.
Google, and all that? What made you take this route?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, first things first, I'm somebody that understands the power of mentorship. Why would I try to sit here and figure it out if you've already figured it out? So one of the things I'm big on too is, investing into people that not only have success, but have created success for others. So just being honest, before I invested with you, Donish, I did see that you had multiple students of yours that had results and they were making money in Airbnb too. So I said, okay, if Donish can help them and himself, he obviously can help me too. So that's why I decided to invest.
For sure. Awesome, man. Well, let's talk a little bit, to keep it very short, let's talk a little bit about your unit. Just talk a little bit about the process, right? When you got started with me with the mentorship, how long did it take you to acquire that first unit that you have? Where did
Mhm.
you get your unit? And just kind of explain that process to them.
Yeah, man. So I believe we got started with the mentorship in August. I got started with the mentorship. I went through your course. The course was super thorough, told me what I needed to know, but super straight to the point as far as getting the unit, how to automate the unit hands-free so that you have an actual business. And then from there, you hopped on multiple one-on-ones with me to kind of hold my hand and guide me through the process. My Airbnb that I have, again, guys, I live in New York. I do a lot of traveling, but my Airbnb specifically is in Arizona. And believe it or not, I haven't even been there. Donna's told me how to get the property virtually without having to actually go to it, how to hire the cleaners virtually, get a photography crew to go there and take high quality pics to get bookings, and then told me how to optimize the unit, how to stand out from the average person on Airbnb to continuously getting 5-star bookings and just have great reviews to help you scale and become a super host. So overall, it's been a positive experience for me. And pretty soon now, I know I'll be picking up some more units.
Would you have ever thought that you'd be able to operate and have Airbnb units or units itself without ever going to a property? Would you have ever thought that?
In all honesty, no. I thought I'd had to go. I thought I'd had to go to the unit, inspect it, make sure I see what's going on. But as I started to realize again, times are changing. Everything is digital, so it did make complete sense getting the unit now, especially with the blueprint that you set in place.
For sure. Awesome, man. Well, tell a little bit about your unit, right? Like what kind of unit did you get? How big is it? Where did you kind of get the location? And then as
Mm-hmm.
far as the whole process from like getting the unit to actually getting it listed and then getting your first booking, how was that process for you?
Right. So my unit is in Arizona, Scottsdale specifically. And it's only a mile away from Old Town, which is a huge selling point. A lot of people are going to Scottsdale to go to Old Town. So I got the unit there. It's a 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom apartment. It has a pool. And I'll be honest, like the people that my guests there, they love it. Now, as far as acquiring the unit, was pretty simple. Donish actually taught me the turnkey method, which is where you find properties that the landlords are already okay with you doing Airbnb. So they were already okay. The unit actually came furnished. So I paid what I needed to pay. I got the unit and it came furnished. And then from there, Donish just taught me how to properly list it on Airbnb. And then, like I said before, how to automate the whole process where I never had to be there in person and just do everything virtually.
Sure. No, that's awesome, man. I mean, that's the biggest concern most people have, right? Is like, do I have to go to a property, spend my time, figure things out? It's like once you learn the system, you really don't. Like for my last 2 units, I never even went there. I had a photographer that was in place. I had assemblers, but of course, you have to kind of learn the whole process of doing that properly, which is a big concern for people that want to actually operate this business and operate it as a business and not as another job. But yeah, dude, that's amazing. Now, I guess my next question to you would be like, where do you see yourself going from here with the Airbnb business? Of course, you have one, which is cool. Like I tell people, get something small for your first unit because you want to put as low risk as possible. But where do you
Mhm,
kind of see yourself going from here now, having the experience of already having bookings? You've already got your
mhm.
first 3 or 4 reviews that were all 5 stars, right?
Correct. Yeah. So, pretty much when I got the unit, I was pretty much booked for a good amount of October. I was definitely able to make some profit, for my first month, which was amazing. Being a quote unquote beginner, and again, mentorship is priceless because I'm able to learn from everything Danish did wrong and what he did right, and kind of make sure that I have success much faster. So, yeah.
What's your plan from here? Like, are you looking to scale
Oh,
up to
yeah, yep, yep.
like, where do you
So,
see yourself going from here?
of course. So one thing I know too, when something is going well, rather than trying to find other places for my money, I'm just going to scale on what's going well now. So I'm getting bookings, I'm making money. So my next plan of attack is just acquiring more units so that now I can start to develop some more, passive income for myself in the Airbnb space. So I'm just going to literally take everything you've taught me and just now go acquire more units and just, build this Airbnb business out.
100%. That's what I tell most people, right? The coolest thing about this business is like once you learn it the right way, it's a very scalable business because once you know how to get one unit and you have the money for it, all you need is more money and know how to get another unit and then just duplicate that whole process and you'll be more experienced going into the next unit. Which is super cool. Now, I guess most people's another concern, right, when they're doing this business is how much time is it going to take me, right? Most people like you're a busy hustler, right? You're doing credit, you're helping people get credit repair, business funding, you're already moving and grooving. But it's like for most people, they're already busy, right? They got a job, they're already maybe doing another business. Right now, of course, you have one unit, but how many hours a week are you probably really spending to do anything for that business now that it's already up and running?
Of course, and that's a good question. So I would say in the beginning, it's just getting that legwork in. But once everything is set in stone, I spend minimal time on the app, right? Maybe what I'd say throughout the week at most, the time I'm devoting to my unit, what I'd say maybe 3 hours a week, which is honestly nothing. So it really truly is hands free. Again, everything pretty much is hands off. The most work I'm doing is maybe communicating with my guests that are checking in. But again, all that most things are automated. When they check in, it's automated. When they check out, it's automated. So a lot of the things we've kind of streamlined. But just all I'm really doing on the app is just managing everything, overseeing everything, which is literally minimal work. So I spend I'd say a minimal amount of hours a week on the
Yep,
app.
exactly. That's for most people, right? Like their biggest concern, of course, is the time to get started with something, and of course, the money. Coolest thing about the business, once you do it right, you're spending like for me, I have 10 units. I probably spend less than 5 to 10 hours a week doing anything for it because I have systems in place that take care of most things. Now, another question, I guess, for you, like for most people, when they get their first unit, they're nervous, they're excited. I guess, how was your process? Like, how did you feel going through the process and being maybe afraid of not getting bookings? And then how was that feeling when you got that first booking? Of course, you have a smaller unit, so the payouts aren't
Mhm.
nothing too crazy, but how was that like feelings throughout the whole process of getting the first unit and being you're hoping that you're gonna get booked? And then how did that
Mhm.
first feeling of getting booked feel and then also getting that first good review? Like how did you feel
Yeah.
through that whole process?
Yeah. I mean, so with anything, it's always taking that risk and hoping that it'll pay off. So, going into any investment, for me, I'm always, had that side of me like, okay, I hope this goes well, but I know it'll go well. But basically, going into, I said, okay, hopefully it's going to get booked. And I looked up and it was getting booked. I mean, the business model is pretty simple. I feel like if people do literally everything that you say to the T, they're going to get units. Again, taught me how to separate from the average person to kind of mold me into a five, somebody that's getting 5 stars reviews, somebody that's going to be a super host. And if I can do it, guys, I don't have the most time in the world. I'm a CEO of my own company. I'm a sales director in another company. I'm a major distributor in another company. So I have 3 major other operations that I'm operating every single day, and this is something that's making me money passively. So again, with the blueprint you have, it's pretty much impossible to not be successful as long as you listen.
For sure, 100%. Awesome, bro. So, I mean, that's pretty much all I wanted to kind of ask you to, for people that maybe are maybe looking into this, whether they're looking for guidance, whether they're looking to actually get into the Airbnb space. I guess my other last question really would be like, if someone is looking to get into the Airbnb space, would you recommend them going through my mentorship and having that program? Or what would you say like your process of having the mentorship? Is that something you would recommend people to go through?
Yeah. I mean, this is one quote I live by. Smart people learn from their own mistakes. Geniuses learn from other people's mistakes. I wholeheartedly believe somebody who knows nothing about Airbnb, nothing about real estate. With everything that you go over inside your program, with the one-on-one mentorship that you do have, you in a sense, make sure that everything is pretty clear. So as far as what I recommend it, 100%, you take all of the guesswork out of it and give people a strategic step-by-step roadmap to acquiring their first unit and scaling past that.
Yep, for sure, bro. Awesome, man. Well, I'm glad, number one, we got you your first unit. How long was the whole process? Like, that was less than 30 days to get your first unit up and running?
Yeah, less than a month, bro. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. You have a unit up and running now. Of course, the next goal is really to scale up the business, get multiple units, build up that portfolio. I guess last question, bro, where can people find you? That way they can always, always stay connected with you, maybe your Instagram or kind of, where can people connect with you?
Of course. Yeah, I'm always big on connecting. So you guys can connect with me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is IAMB1AIZE. So basically, I am Blaize. The L is a 1. You also can find me on Facebook at Blaize Easter, and on Twitter at my same. I'm not Twitter, TikTok at my same Instagram handle.
For sure. Awesome, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to hop on here for about 5-10 minutes and really go over this. And anyone that's ever looking to get into the Airbnb space, hit us up. If you're looking to get into credit, you need business funding, Blaize is one of the guys that I always recommend. So if you guys ever need anything from us, feel free to, reach out to us.